Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dillard, and I'm happy that I'm going to be doing much different videos on this channel than my other highlight videos. So for today, we're going to be talking about the best player, in my opinion, on every baseball club. So since it is 30 teams, so it's going to be 30 players, I'm just going to rocket through it as fast as I can and give brief breakdowns on every player and why I chose them for their respective club. If you do like the video and want more of these, definitely smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell notification so you never miss a video of mine. Let's begin with the New York Yankees. This one is pretty self-explanatory considering Aaron Judge broke the American League home run record with 62 home runs while posting a 1.111 OPS and was worth 10.6 wins per Baseball Reference. Oh, and if that wasn't enough for you, Judge also was crowned the American League MVP and is expected to slug close to 600 this upcoming season. As the proud owner of Garrett Cole, Rafael Devers takes the cake. He also has a 1.157 OPS against Cole, if we just want to throw it out there. Devers posted an OPS just south of 900 last year and remains one of the most consistent third basemen with the bat. The only big question with Devers is his lack of defense, but that hasn't stopped him from being worth nearly 8 wins in the last 2 seasons. However, I'd still keep my eye on Masataka Yoshida, who I anticipate will haunt the AL East for years. Wander Franco was ranked the #1 prospect per Major League Baseball in 2020 and 2021, and it was easy to see why. Franco blew past the competition at every level, made his MLB debut at the age of 20, and became the youngest player in MLB history to sign a contract worth at least $100 million. On top of all this, Franco is over 20% above league average with the bat and has the ability to play stellar defense at shortstop. I still think Bo Bichette is an incredibly underrated player, but Vladdy is the obvious answer here. While his defense at first base is suspect, he more than makes up for his defensive mistakes with an unrelenting power bat. In the last 2 seasons, Vladdy has annihilated 80 home runs with an OPS above 900 and is worth over 9 wins. Adley Rutschman took the baseball world by storm last year, showcasing great discipline at the plate with power and a great defensive catcher. As the #2 prospect per MLB in 2021, Rutschman has clearly made a name for himself in only a 113 game sample size. Despite not playing as many games as some catchers like JT Realmuto and Will Smith, Rutschman was able to post an impressive 5.2 WAR per Baseball Reference and is projected to at least pass the 5-win mark per Zips on Fangraphs this upcoming season. Jose Ramirez is, without a shadow of doubt, one of the most underrated players in the game of baseball and doesn't receive the credit he rightfully deserves. The 4-time All-Star and Silver Slugger has the 4th highest WAR since 2017 per Fangraphs and plays elite defense at the hot corner. Ramirez is expected to slug nearly 30 home runs with an OPS in the 850 range this season, and you can also guarantee stellar defensive play will be included. Bobby Witt Jr. has been the talk of Kansas City, and it's understandable to see why, considering he was a top 10 prospect in the years of 2020 and 2021. While he probably hasn't gotten off to the MLB start that he envisioned, he possesses plus raw power and has the ability to become stronger physically as he continues to develop. Per Fangraphs, Witt Jr. is projected to slug in the 450s and produce at least at a 10% above league average level. However, the defense has got to get better, and I'm sure Bobby knows that. This was a tough choice as Byron Buxton is usually mentioned as the best player on the Twins, and for a solid reason. However, because of his inability to stay healthy pretty much most of his MLB career, I have to pick Carlos Correa. Correa has had his fair share of struggles staying healthy. I'm looking at you physicals, but at least Correa has played over 100 games in both seasons of the last 2 years. Correa is more than capable of continuing his menacing presence both defensively and offensively. In 2023, Correa is expected to mash around 20 home runs with an OPS in the 800s and post a 4 to 6 win season alone for the Twins. If this was a 2022 prediction video, I might place Riley Green or Spencer Torkelson as the favorite, but as of now, that honor goes to Kerry Carpenter. Carpenter was a freak of nature at the AA and AAA levels in 2021, mashing a respective 30 homers with an OPS above 1. In 2022, Carpenter made his MLB debut with 6 homers and a 795 OPS in 31 games played. I'm about to go against everything I said about Buxton, and I regret nothing because Luis Robert Jr. has the potential of being one of baseball's most well-regarded hitters. Robert Jr. finished the 2021 season with a .567 slugging percentage, 13 homers, and was 55% above league average in 68 games. Robert Jr. concluded last season with a solid 746 OPS, but there is obviously room for improvement. If Robert Jr. can maintain a healthy stance, he will most definitely be the White Sox best player. If it wasn't for the fact that Shohei Ohtani can juggle both hitting and pitching at an elite level with ease, the answer obviously would have been Mike Trout. For years, Trout was regarded as the best player in baseball, and there wasn't much of an argument against it until it took a single individual to achieve something that hasn't been done since Babe Ruth's era. Last season, Ohtani not only played 157 games with 34 homers and an OPS of .875, but also shoved on the mound with a 2.33 ERA and 219 strikeouts in 28 games started. Ohtani has become must-watch television, and I don't think I need to explain much further why this is the case. There are tons of respectable candidates for the best player on the Houston Astros, like Jose Altuve or Kyle Tucker, but yours truly has to pick Yordan Alvarez, aka what I call Babe Alvarez. Alvarez has put the fear of God into opposing pitchers ever since his debut in 2019, where he slugged 27 homers with a .655 slugging in 87 games. Last year, Alvarez had a monster season with 37 homers, an OPS of 1.019, and was 85% above league average offensively per Fangraphs. If you had Jacob deGrom leaving the New York Mets and signing with the Texas Rangers on your end-of-the-year bingo card, well, you deserve all the gold holdings at Fort Knox. Despite the injuries in the last 2 years, deGrom has been, without question, the best pitcher in baseball since at least 2018. Whether it's a 9-win season in 2018 or a 1.08 ERA in 25 games started in 2021, you know deGrom is almost guaranteed to shove just about every start. Let's just hope for deGrom's sake, the Rangers actually score runs when their ace is dominating the opposing lineup, because the Mets surely did not do that. The J-Rod Show is glorious and will stick around for a very, very long time. Thank you to the baseball gods for that one. Julio Rodriguez was ranked the number 5 prospect per MLB in 2021. It even skipped AAA after dominating in AA with an OPS north of 1. With a slugging percentage of .509, an OPS of .853, and 28 homers in the 2022 season, J-Rod is the easy pick in this scenario. Somebody has to lead the Athletics to a few victories this season, so it might as well be Seth Brown. The Athletics are pretty much going to be unwatchable this season, but that doesn't mean Brown isn't a solid player in his own right. In 150 games played last season, Brown slugged .444 with a OPS of .749 and 25 homers. His numbers defensively in left field are promising, but the A's probably don't want to play him too much in center field. The New York Mets possess many key contributors such as Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Brandon Nimmo, but Justin Verlander is the new king of the mountain. Yes, the Mets did lose Jacob deGrom, but they also added another veteran presence in Verlander, who has a truckload of postseason experience and has remained elite with no signs of slowing down at age 40. Even though Verlander missed the 2021 season due to Tommy John surgery, he crushed the competition in 2022 with a 1.75 ERA and a 6.1 win season per Fangraphs in 28 games started. It still blows my mind that the Braves finessed Ronald Acuna Jr. on an 8-year, $100 million deal, because we all know he is worth much more than his contract says. Ronald Acuna Jr. is one of the faces of baseball, and not putting him as the best player on the Braves lineup would be malpractice. In the last 5 seasons, Acuna Jr. has stunned baseball fans alike with his 120 homers, 107 stolen bases, and an .887 OPS. He is always a possible MVP candidate, so that also helps his case as well. If Bryce Harper wasn't due to miss the first 2 months of the 2023 season, he would have been my choice, but in no way is this disrespect to my pick now, which would be Trey Turner. Turner is what I consider the perfect leadoff hitter, incorporating elements of speed on the base paths, a high contact rate with power, high on-base percentage, and solid defense at shortstop. Turner is soaring the skies as he drove in 11 RBIs with 5 homers in the World Baseball Classic, so I think it's safe to say he is ready for opening day. If Sandy Alcantara hadn't already turned heads before, he's certainly a key figure to monitor closely going into the 2023 season. Sandy achieved an impressive 2.28 ERA with 207 strikeouts and a Cy Young Award to wrap up a brilliant season last year. Sandy limits the long ball and the walks, which go hand in hand to having a great season, along with the fact that all of his advanced analytics are also in the elite tier. The Washington Nationals are clearly rebuilding, and that shows by the product on on the field. However, I'm convinced Joey Meneses can make positive changes for Washington, even if his contributions alone don't lead them to the promised land, let alone end the season with a winning record. In 2022, Joey played 56 games, launching 13 homers with a .563 slugging percentage and a 1.5 WAR per Fangraphs. You can't go wrong with Nolan Arenado or Paul Goldschmidt, but personally, I'd give Goldie the edge by a mere fraction. The 2022 NL MVP continues to prove how underrated he's been over his career, with a career .917 OPS with 315 homers. Goldie can hit for contact, draw walks, slug his heart out, and has played solid defense for most of his career. I'm extremely excited for the Chicago Cubs, and one of those reasons is because Dansby Swanson exists. In the last 3 years of his career with the Atlanta Braves, Swanson clubbed 52 homers with a .768 OPS in 322 games. Outside of the elite defense he already possesses, Swanson had a breakout 2022 season, contributing 6.4 wins to the Braves per Fangraphs, so there's plenty to be thrilled about as a Cubs fan. If you asked me this question in 2018 or 2019, the name Christian Yelich would have rang my bell, but since that's not the case, Corbin Burnes is my answer for the Brewers. Ever since his 2020 season, Burnes has electrified the Brewers fan base, and anyone streaming his starts or lucky enough to catch a game with him in person. In the last 3 seasons, Burnes has recorded the highest WAR with a 14.4 WAR per Fangraphs and a 2.62 ERA in 70 games started, making him an easy ace candidate. So this pick will probably earn me some angry reactions, but Brian Reynolds is who I have full faith and confidence in going with the Pirates. O'Neal Cruz, without question, is an electric talent, and I do believe he will take a step forward this year, but Reynolds has proven he's consistent for the last 2 years. Since 2021, Reynolds has belted 51 homers with an .861 OPS and 9 wins per Fangraphs in 304 games. As far as the Cincinnati Reds are concerned, my first guess was Jonathan India, but after further analysis, my choice now is Hunter Green. Although a .444 ERA isn't the greatest ERA known to the baseball universe, projections absolutely adore a Green. Per streamer, which is on Fangraphs, Green is projected to be a top 25 starter in the WAR department, which would put him in the same conversation with pitchers like Max Fried and Zach Gallen. It's guaranteed Green will be a strikeout machine, and I'm a firm believer he will have his breakout year in 2023. The good old Mookster. What more can be said about Mookie Betts that hasn't been said 1,000 times on the internet already? Betts has made a significant impact both during his time with the Boston Red Sox and now the Los Angeles Dodgers. In a span of 9 seasons, Betts has crushed 213 homers with an .888 OPS, 50.1 WAR per Fangraphs, and an MVP award in 2018. On top of this, Betts is above and beyond the most talented outfielder in the league, and all of his numbers since his debut in 2014 support this. As one of the most underrated and up-and-coming great starters in the game, Logan Webb is my pick for the San Francisco Giants. In the last 2 seasons, Webb has started in 58 games with a 2.96 ERA, 321 strikeouts, and a 0.53 home runs per 9 innings. His 2021 postseason performance of 14.2 innings of 0.61 ERA ball is enough to impress anyone in the business. Mark my words when I say this, Corbin Carroll is going to strike fear in opposing pitchers for years to come. Not only is his speed otherworldly, but raw power and great defense are all what makes Carroll such a special player. In 32 games last season, Carroll slugged .500 with 4 homers and a 1.4 WAR per Fangraphs. There is no doubt that he has all the tools necessary to become a threat to all that oppose him. I still can't get over the fact that Chris Bryant is a Colorado Rocky, but it's not the first time I've felt this way about a specific player. While I still don't agree with the idea to sign with Colorado, there is no doubt he deserves every dollar of that contract. He missed most of the 2022 season, but has proved in the past he's one of the best when he's healthy, hence the 172 homers and .879 OPS since 2015. You could go any way between Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, and Juan Soto, but in my opinion, Soto is due for an MVP season. The distinct factors that make Soto's game so special is his ability to avoid the strikeout, work out long counts, and get on base in any fashion necessary, hence his 20.3 BP percentage, 14.5 K percentage, and .401 on base percentage last season. Soto is also a power threat and has the ability to drive baseballs to every centimeter of every ballpark. While we are at it, I might as well go on record and say Soto is my pick for the 2023 NL MVP. Thank you everyone for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Make sure you do subscribe and click that bell notification so you don't ever miss a video of mine. Also make sure you comment down below and let me know what you like and what you didn't like. And also, of course, make sure you like the video. And if you want to share it, that means a lot to me. But outside of that, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.